There comes a time in a woman's life where silence becomes heavier than words. A moment when the phone stops ringing, where promises disappear, where even those who said, "I will always be there," move away. She asked for help. She waited. She had hoped. But the doors have closed, one by one. That moment when she understands that no one will come to save her, nor the man she loved, neither the family, neither society. And in this profound solitude, when the world turns its back on him, there is only Allah left. Not as an option, not as a last resort, but as the only certainty. It was during those nights, when tears flow in silence, that the heart speaks to Allah as never before. For Allah never abandons a broken woman. He does not abandon her when she is misunderstood. He is aware of it when she is alone. Is Allah not sufficient for His servant? Quran 39:36. If you are a woman going through this ordeal, if you feel forgotten, abandoned, exhausted, this message is for you. Because when a woman has no one left, Allah becomes everything. If you've ever felt alone in the face of life, stay with us until the end. Write in the comments, "Allah is sufficient for me," if these words have touched your heart. Part 1. When a woman has no more than Allah. To have Allah alone does not mean being strong in appearance. This often means being exhausted inside. It's about continuing to smile, even when your heart is heavy. It means bearing responsibilities that no one sees. It's praying in silence while the world goes on without you. When a woman has nothing left but Allah, it's not because she chose Him in the first place. That's because everything else has left her. There are women today, right now, who are raising their children alone after an unfair divorce. Women rejected after being ill. Women who converted to Islam, cut off from their families for having chosen Allah. No one asks them how they're still standing, and yet, every night, they raise their hands towards the sky, not with grand speeches, but with tears. For Allah hears supplications, which are never spoken aloud, and your Lord is never unjust to His servants. Quran 41:46. When everything collapses, Allah does not always promise an immediate solution, but He promises His presence. And sometimes, His presence is enough to survive another day. If you are in this situation, know this: your solitude is not a punishment, perhaps an intimate call from Allah to your heart. If you go through this ordeal in silence, Allah will hear you. Simply write, "Allah knows," if you feel what you just heard. Part 2. Maryam, peace be upon her, seule face au monde, proche d'Allah. Of all the women in history, there is one that the Quran elevates above human judgments. Mary, a pure woman, silent, discreet. And yet, she experienced one of the harshest forms of loneliness a woman can endure. When she became pregnant, no one believed her. No one defended her. Even those closest to him had doubts. She knew what the looks would say. She knew what the tongues would do. And in that moment of absolute anguish, she found herself alone with her child under a palm tree. The Quran tells us that she cried out, "Ah, if only I had died before this moment," and completely forgotten. Quran 19:23. Even Maryam wanted to disappear. Even she felt the weight of the ordeal. But Allah never left her. He didn't let her explain. He did not ask her to justify herself. He spoke for her. Allah has made His child speak. Allah has washed away his honor. Allah transformed his humiliation into exaltation. And even today, His name is recited in the Quran until the end of time. To all women unjustly judged, accused without evidence, abandoned and defenseless.
Remember Maryam. When no one believes you, Allah knows best. When no one protects you, God is enough. Allah defends His servants, even when the world accuses them. Right? Allah is my protector. If Maryam's story touches you deeply, Part 3. Hajar, peace be upon her. When faith walks in the desert, before Zamzam, before Mecca, before millions of believers retrace his steps, there was a woman, alone, in an empty desert, Hajar. Her husband left at the command of Allah. No house, no water, no village, just a baby and a forced trust in Allah. It could have collapsed. She could have stopped, but she ran, between Safa and Marwa, again and again. Not out of despair, but by responsibility. She didn't know how Allah would help, but she knew who she had. And Allah did not send water from the sky. He made Zamzam spring forth where her child hit the ground, as if to say, your effort is never in vain. Even today, women run between their own Safa and Marwa, between work and home, between a courthouse and a mosque, between fatigue and prayer. They don't know when help will arrive, but they continue to move forward. To every exhausted woman who carries on despite everything, remember Hajar. Your Zamzam might be coming, where you haven't looked yet. Keep moving forward, even if you can't see the end yet. Write in the comments, my effort counts, if you continue despite the fatigue. Part 4, women today, alone but not abandoned. Around the world, women are experiencing what Maryam and Hajar experienced. But in our streets, our cities, our homes. In Gaza, a mother prays on the ruins of her home, her trembling children at her side. She has no one to rebuild her life with, no one to calm his fear. Alone, but with her heart turned towards Allah. In Afghanistan, a girl studies in secret, the books hidden under his bed, hoping for a future that the world denies him. In Africa, a widow is feeding orphans. With what remained of his tired hand, and her tears become silent dua. In the West, a woman who converts is rejected by her family. His calls remain unanswered. Alone, but each prayer is an intimate connection with Allah. Every story is different. Every pain is unique. But the one thing unites them, the presence of Allah. As the Quran reminds us, do not worry, for your Lord is with you. Quran on 94:5-6. These women do not always seek the admiration of others. They are only looking for the gaze of Allah. They know that what the world ignores, He sees. And that's enough. To all those who feel alone today, Maryam was defended by Allah. Hajar has found her source. And you, even in your silence, you are never alone in the eyes of Allah. Even when the world abandons you, Allah is there. Write in the comments, I am not alone, if you feel the presence of Allah in your life. Part 5. The wife of the Prophet. Ayyub, peace be upon him. The invisible patience. Sometimes, suffering is not visible. Sometimes, it is hidden behind a smile, behind a home that seems normal. The wife of the Prophet Ayyub, peace be upon him, lived in this darkness. Illness, poverty, successive hardships. Years of hardship where no one could understand the depth of his pain. She received no praise for her patience. She didn't see the admiring looks from the others. Yet, his heart was turned towards Allah, and his faith remained intact. The Quran teaches us, and we tested him so that he might show patience. Quran 38:44. Like her, many women today carry invisible burdens. The mother who watches over a sick child every night alone. The woman who works to feed her family and hide her tears. The sister who endures injustices without anyone knowing. Allah sees what no one else sees. He knows every silent prayer, every hidden tear, every sigh in the night. And that's the real power of patience. To know that even when the world doesn't notice, Allah notices everything. To all those who feel ignored or forgotten, your patience is your treasure, your faith is your refuge, and Allah is your invisible, constant, eternal support. Your silent patience is never wasted in the eyes of Allah. Write in the comments, "My patience is for Allah." If you keep moving forward despite injustice or loneliness. Part 6. When Allah becomes everything. When a woman finds herself alone, when all hands are withdrawn and all voices are silent, she discovers a profound truth. God is enough. It becomes her refuge, His invisible companion, son confident, His support, its strength, even when the body is tired. This transformation does not happen instantaneously. She is born in solitude, in silent prayer, in patience in the face of injustice. It grows each time the heart turns towards Allah and surrenders to Him. The Quran reassures us, "And your Lord will never abandon you." Quran 93, 3-5. To all the women who feel isolated today, the mother who struggles alone to feed her family, the young woman rejected by her family, the widow who no longer sees hope in the world, Allah becomes their source of courage, their source of dignity, their source of life. And it is there that an inner peace is born that surpasses all human understanding. When you've lost everything, you discover that you have all in Allah. The moment when the heart surrenders completely to Him is the moment when the woman is never alone again. She discovered the most constant, the most certain, the most infinite presence. When everything collapses around you, turn to Allah. He is sufficient. Write in the comments, "Allah is sufficient for me."